What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca. You're watching the Reseller Mom Show. Thanks for joining me today for an exciting video about 10 legit selling tactics. Stay tuned and watch till the end because all of them are good. Some in the beginning you may recognize, but the ones at the end is where the magic happens. So be sure to stay till the end. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention, if you haven't seen my other two videos about being a proactive seller and making sales happen, whether you watch them first, last, it doesn't matter what order, they're all generally talking about the same thing, but they're all giving different information and in different ways. So I'm gonna put them in the cards during this video. Go ahead and check those out as well. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my 10-step checklist for exactly what I do every day, try to do every day, most days, to make sales happen on Poshmark and grow my sales each and every day. The first thing is list. Everyone knows you need to list. You're not gonna make sales if you don't list. So I'm gonna get all the easy peasy ones out of the way first. Listing is one of them. And generally speaking, I list 10 a day. Over the holiday time frame, I bumped it down to 5. Sometimes over the summer, I bump it down to 5. But for the most part, 10 listings go up in my Poshmark closet every single day without fail. Think about what is the minimum amount of sales or of listings that you can do every day and stick to that number. If you can do more sometimes, great. If you know that there's going to be a period where you need to do less because you have things going on in your life, that's fine too. Make sure you have a folder of photos, some drafts prepared, things that you can do to never miss a beat with your listings. It really, really is the biggest thing that you can do. A lot of people talk about revising your listings on eBay, and I don't really hear very many people talk about revising your listings on Poshmark. I revise 10 listings a day on Poshmark. And mostly I do this because I do have a virtual assistant, and sometimes in the communication, or even when I had my photographer helping me, between her, me, and the VA, there was always usually something or another that got mucked up. So I would go in and revise listings really just out of necessity. But at this point in time, I do think that revising listings, adding additional keywords, checking the categories, looking at your photos, doing different things to monkey around with your listing. Maybe it's not so much of an algorithm thing like it is on eBay, but I do think that you learn more things over time, different things happen, and you may be able to shed some new light on a listing that you listed 6 months ago. Maybe you learned a new keyword, maybe you have fresh eyes on it and can add something to it. So don't be afraid to go back, sort your closet by newest and just in, go to those ones at the bottom and see what you can fix about some old listings. If you're not a big relister, then just do some revisions and see how that helps. Clearly, the next thing is sharing. You're not gonna make sales if you don't share your items. If people don't see them at the top of the feed, they're not gonna scroll all the way down through thousands of listings just to find yours. You need to share. I'm really a proponent of sharing your closet between 3 and 5 times a day. Obviously, it's going to depend on how many listings you have and how long it takes you to share. Again, I have virtual assistants that assist me. I do it myself. I think on top of a full closet share, you can do share bursts, and I think that helps a lot too. So if I'm stopped at a light in the car, I share a few items. If I'm waiting in line somewhere at the grocery store, I share a few items. If Gio and I are just vegging out and watching TV a little bit, I'll share a few items. So you don't have to share your whole closet, but you can share a few items to the top that just gets you some fresh things into the feed. Sometimes you get new followers from that. You never know when you're gonna make a sale from that. I just think periodically going in and doing some share bursts on top of your normal closet share schedule is another way to increase visibility for your closet and make more sales. I have my notes on the side, and I just got trigger happy and told you about sharing and share bursts all in one. So that's number 3 and 4. Number 5 is to follow new closets. I haven't figured out a way to do it on the desktop. If you know, leave it in the comments below because I would really love that. Whether you're searching the fresh closets or the newly joined or just joined or whatever it's called, I just find that following them gets a lot of immediate activity back. My sister has been following like crazy on Poshmark, and she said that she knows for a fact that that is what has increased her sales. I have more followers than her on my account, so I don't know if like like when I do it, I don't know if it has as much of an impact as it does with hers, because she's just getting lots of new followers from it, from those new fresh closets. But I do think the eagerness and the new activity of new users is really helpful for just getting all kinds of activity, all kinds of love, and all kinds of, hopefully, sales to your closet. Also, I do have a video on all of the following tactics that I use to get more followers, so if that's something you're interested in, check that out as well. Sending offers to likers. Clearly that's something that you should be doing every day. If you're not, hello, do it. But how you do it, everyone has a different strategy. Here's mine. At the end of the day, once a day, I go back and I say it's not really me, it's my VA doing it for me, but I have her go back from the past 24 hours and make offers to likers 30% off. Mind you, that's just the way I'm doing it these days. She's doing a 30% offer for everything that was liked over the past 24 hours. Usually I have her do it at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's just the way it kind of works out. Sometimes she does it early, sometimes she does it late, but we're doing it once a day, 30% off every time, and it's for the entire day's worth of likes beforehand. So every day it's 24 hours of likes. You could not do it that way. You could do it once a week, you could do it once a month, you could do it, you know, for your whole closet, not just what came in as a like. You can do it as the likes come in. I just can't manage that. I'm too busy doing other things. I don't want to be on my phone every second of the day. So doing it once a day, I do feel like helps. Plus it just kind of gets like a bunch of sales at the end of the day, which is nice to see when I'm just kind of dealing with Gio, doing his bath and stuff, and I see a bunch of sales roll in as a result of nothing that I just did, because my VA does it for me. So you can play around with your strategies with offers to likers, but if you're not doing it, you should be doing it. If you are doing it, switch it up and see what works for you. Offer a bigger discount, do it more often, do it in a different way, and just know that a lot of people are doing it. So some days you may get a lot of results from it, some days you may not, but setting up a good practice for yourself, I think, is just a good idea. We've had bundle offers, the ability to make an offer on a bundle, for quite some time. And that's, I guess, older than offers to likers. But I think since we've gotten offers to likers, at least I kind of forgot about making offers on bundles or bundling things for people and then making an offer. And so I put this out there because I've recently started adding it back into my strategies, and I've seen a lot of good results from. The great thing about it is that you don't have to offer a shipping discount. You can, but you don't have to. Or buyers may be used to the shipping discount, and so maybe they're liking it because they want you to give them the shipping discount, in which case that would not work. However, some people just bundle things. They don't necessarily like it, and so they may be expecting you to make an offer, or they may have bundled it, gotten sidetracked, forgot about it, and you making the offer on the bundle just reminds them that they were interested in it in the first place. So I do feel like the bundling feature from a buyer's perspective is another signal to buy, is another indication of interest, and you shouldn't ignore it because it doesn't mean that they've liked it and bundled it. It could be two completely different things. Also, if they're bundling multiple items, that's your opportunity to give them a good deal that way too. I think a lot of people are used to a bundle discount. I have mine at 20% off of 2 items. And so when they bundle, they don't just want that, they want an even better deal. So it's something for you to consider if that's something you'd like to give. But I do think not ignoring the bundle area because of offer to likers, I think you're leaving things on the table. So go and check out your bundle area at least once a day. I'm doing it like midday, once a day, and just kind of catching up on the bundles from there and making offers, and it's been working really well. Run a sale, for God's sakes. If you need sales, if you haven't been getting sales, if you just want to keep things interesting, run a sale. Now, obviously it's a little bit different on Poshmark than doing it on eBay. Basically, the way you run a sale on Poshmark is you make a little sign, make a little ad, use the Over app, use Typorama, use Pic Collage, whatever app you want to do, but make a sign, put it in your closet, and share the heck out of it. Whether you offer free shipping on a certain dollar amount, whether you do a BOGO sale or a BOGO half off sale, maybe you want to do a 3 for $20, 5 for $25, 3 for this, 5 for that, whatever kind of sale you want to run. Everybody's got something. Figure out the math, make sure it works for you, make sure you're very clear about what you're including in that sale, but do a sale. make it interesting, make it fun, come up with a reason, make some signs, share those signs, and give people a reason to buy. I think it's good to do it every once in a while. So I don't have one going every day, but I do think I want to run them more. I've been trying to get into the habit of it. I feel like there's a lot more you need to keep track of when you do it. But I think you should make some ads, decide what kind of sale might be interesting for you, or try them all and see what works. Again, everyone carries different things, different kinds of items, different price points, different sizes. And so I think that would depend on your store. You know, if you have jewelry items versus all plus size items and bundle, you know, like you can't always do a 5 for $25 sale if you only carry plus size items, because you may run into a shipping weight issue. So there's all sorts of things, but just consider it. I've been considering it more. I've been doing it more. And I think that it's something we forget about. And with the new feature that is coming, or when, I don't know when it's coming with Poshmark, as far as the stories that they're going to have or the video options that they're going to have, I think that's a better way to promote those kinds of sales. And so if you keep getting in the habit of running some sales, I think when that comes, it'll be a nice smooth transition. This is the 9th tip, and then the last one is the big whammy. So make sure you're staying tuned. This one is just a really simple one. It's share from the feed. I don't do it often. I don't recommend doing it if you haven't done all of the things before. But if you've done all the things that I've already mentioned, and then some of the things that I'm going to mention in step 10, then I say share from the feed. I pop on and do it every once in a while, just again to like get a little burst of activity, because you never know who is following from the feed, who is sharing from the feed, who will share back your items, and where that will go. Like, it's just a little web, it's a little network. And so the more activity and community building you do, even though you may not see a direct impact, you never know where that impact will come from, like ripples. And so if you've done all of these things and you're making it a full Poshmark day where you're just really pumped and you're being super productive, I would add sharing to the feed as one of the steps that you do. And like I say, I don't do it every day. I make sure that I do the things that are direct to my closet first, but I do try to do it often. And that's why I included it on the list. Number 10, and then I do have a final thought after this, so stay tuned for that. And then that's it. So step 10 is called hand-to-hand combat. That's what I'm calling it. I know it's super intense, but I have a lot of things that I want to read off here, so I am going to look at my notes. This would include flash sales, which I'm not going to get into right now, but it is in those other 2 videos that I mentioned about proactive selling and my daily sales goal. So do check out those videos to find out more info about running a flash sale and how I do it. Sending messages with your promotions, reaching out to past buyers, notes to likers, notes on bundles, get in there and make the sales happen. That's exactly what I wrote in my notes. So that's a lot of stuff, but it's just not doing the basics, but actually getting in there and really trying to either communicate with the buyer or put your information out into the buyer's world more often and in a different way. So a flash auction, again, watch those videos that I mentioned and you will see what that's all about. Sending messages with your promotions. If you're running a sale and you have an ad for it and you share the ad to the feed, that's great. If you're running a sale and you share that ad to somebody's bundle, that's great. If you have an ad and you're running a sale and you have an ad and you share that to the bundle and then you send a note, or you share it to a bundle of somebody that liked an item and send a note, that's an extra step that's saying, hi, I'm a real person, paying attention, I'm sending you something, I'm reaching out to you, and now it's on you to respond back if you want, to buy if you want, to politely decline if you want, but it's putting the ball in the buyer's court a little bit and just letting them know that you're there. The same thing would go to reaching out to past buyers. I don't do this as often as I should, but I want to do it more because I do think that while I don't necessarily care about repeat buyers, and I feel like maybe you have repeat buyer potential, maybe you don't. Mine is not a curated closet, so I feel like I have less of that, like, I know this girl and she comes back to buy from me all the time because I carry small and medium boho stuff, and so blah, 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 blah. No, but I have a non-curated closet, which means I have everything for everyone, anytime, all the time. And so there's no reason why they shouldn't want to come back to my store because I have it all. So whether they're buying for themselves, their husband, their wife, they're this, they're that, their kid, they're whatever, they need fancy, they need whatever, they need shoes, they need a bag. I have all that stuff. I have a one-stop shop everything store. And so you should be coming back again to see what else I have. And you know that I shipped it to you in a good amount of time last time. You know that I was super nice and did good professional packaging. So there's no reason why you wouldn't want to buy from me again. So by going back and reaching out to them from time to time, either with a sale or just saying, hey, thanks for your past purchase. Come on by. I've got lots of new stuff. Just a quick little note, hand-to-hand combat, get out there and send some messages. I don't think it would hurt. I think it could only help. You never know what will come from it. And so that's something that I'm doing to really boost sales. I haven't really employed it as much as I like to. I've only done a few here and there, but I really want to do it in mass coming up soon. And then notes to likers, notes on bundles. I don't want to go too crazy on that. Like basically send them a note. Say something nice. Here's my information. Hope you like this thing. I have other stuff in your size. This is a great bundle. Here's the discount. Like whatever, just say something, because again, it just shows them that you're there and that you're real and it's not just a transactional thing, it's actually a person. And that leads me to my final thought. So basically the final thought is that everyone is sharing. Everyone is following.
Everyone is sending offers to likers.
And so what are you going to do to make them buy from you? If someone else has the same pair of Banana Republic whatever pants, and someone else has the same pair of blah-de-blah jeans and cute whatever loft top and whatever open front cardigan, like, why would they buy from you? Give them a reason. Help them feel confident and have good vibes about buying from you. Because you said, hey, you said, I can ship this tomorrow if you buy today. Or just giving them confidence and good vibes and letting them know that you're there and providing that level of customer service, I think now more than ever is going to start going a long way. As more and more people get on the platform, as the basic tools that they provide are getting more and more widely known and widely used, you have to do whatever you can for that hand-to-hand combat to get your store noticed, to set yourself apart with customer service. Or there's been a handful of things that I've bought on Poshmark and then it results in no sale because they aren't on anymore. And so I feel like the more you can do to be active in the app, to show them that you're a person, to show them that you're there, they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have a successful transaction with this person. I'm not worried about it. Everything feels good. Also sending them notes of like, I shipped your item today. Thanks for your purchase. I used to do that in the very beginning and I've forgotten about it and I haven't done it and I want to do it more. So all these 10 tactics are all things that a perfect Poshmark day, maybe that's what I'll call this video, a perfect Poshmark day would have all of these things. You would be doing a 1 through 10 all the way down with the final thought that I mentioned in your mind, saying this is how I'm going to run my business. I mean, again, I don't like it when a lot of YouTubers and people on Instagram say like, you need to do this and you need to, like, everyone is different. We all want to do different things. So I'm not saying you need to do this. What I'm saying is you need to consider doing these things to set yourself apart. Do what works for you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whatever you're doing, you're making bajillions of dollars, great, go for it. But if you want more sales and you can't source any more stuff, maybe you change how you do business instead of the amount of business that you do. Maybe you change your customer service with the eye on creating repeat buyers so that you don't have to share your items a million times a day because you have buyers coming to you. I mean, there's just a lot of good psychology around doing some of these things that I'm really starting to consider and paying attention to. And all I can do is tell you what I'm doing, tell you what I think is a good idea, and you let me know if that works for you. I would love your comments. Tell me of these things, what you're already doing. If you don't do these things and you never will, why? I'm really curious what other sellers do, what they think about when they're trying to make sales, because again, there's only so many times you can share. There's only so many follows you can do. There's only so many listings you can put up. but there are endless ways to set yourself apart. And I would like to hear from you on what those ways are. I will always share with you what my ways are. And I really hope that you enjoy this video. Like this video on your way out, leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed already and you're watching these videos, subscribe. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.